Anthologies are always a fun thing to experience. Whether you're reading a book or watching a series, there's always something special about them. Maybe it's the charm of seeing unique styles tell different stories, or maybe it's the pure imagination and creativity it takes to tell something meaningful and impactful in only 15 minutes. While anthologies are more common in literature, big-name franchises haven't shied away from the formula. It gives them a chance to experiment with different ideas that normally wouldn't be produced. And that seems to be the exact theme for Disney Plus's new miniseries, Star Wars Visions. Visions sets out to tell 9 unique stories with 7 different animation studios from Japan. While Star Wars isn't new to 2D animation, Visions is something we've never really seen before. Mixing the Star Wars IP with anime sounds like a match made in heaven, but is it enough to satisfy the hardcore Star Wars veteran or an avid otaku? I'm WulftheRonin, and this is my Star Wars Visions review. Couple things I want to get out of the way before we begin. While this is mainly a review, I also want this to double as a top list. 2 birds, 1 stone, am I right? I'll start with my least favorite episodes and go to my favorite. I don't give scores as I find they're kind of meaningless, so instead I'm going to be giving my personal opinions and let my recommendation be based on that. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers, but given that I'm going to be talking about every episode, some things might slip through the cracks. I will be posting a time marker before I talk about each episode, so that way you can avoid any potential spoilers. However, if even just viewing the visuals, assuming that YouTube lets me show you the thing, is enough to tip you off to spoilers, then now is your time to pause, go watch the series, and come back. I'm patient. I can wait. Alright, you watched it? You watched everything? You now know everything about Star Wars Visions? Great! Because now, it's time to get into the review. Episode 9. Akka Kitty. I'm not too familiar with the productions of Science Saru, which isn't too surprising to me, given how I haven't watched that much anime and this studio's only 8 years old. So, my distaste for the style might just be a personal preference. But if I'm being honest, I really wasn't feeling this one. It's about a Jedi and a princess who had fallen in love. This act had banished the Jedi from the Jedi Order and exiled the princess from her own palace. The 2 lovers are reunited and agree to reclaim her palace. They're accompanied by 2 bumbling comic relief characters who always look like they're drunk for some reason. While the message behind the story is about how easy it is to turn to the dark side, and this is where the flaws are. I get it, it's Star Wars light side, dark side, but at this point, showing us how easy it is to turn to the dark side has been so overdone. It's cliche at this point. The art style to me felt very sloppy. Misa, the female lead, her design was very unappealing. Her oval face just didn't look very good. It reminded me of some of the characters from The Dragon Prince on Netflix. Not to say that art style is bad, but that art style didn't fit this situation. This was my least favorite short, mainly due to the fact that it covered a topic that is so overused within the Star Wars universe, and for this to be the final episode of Star Wars Visions was very underwhelming. Episode 6. TOB1. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Look, yeah, I know. Both of Saru Productions are on the top of the list. I'm sorry, look, I'm just not into the styles here, what can I say? This one's lower mainly because it's not bad per se, but it's all based on personal preference. The story follows a droid named Rock, who is designed by Dr. Light. What? Oh wait, that's Mega Man. My bad. These 2 franchises are so easy to mistake sometimes. Yeah, Mega Man and Star Wars. Wouldn't that be a collaboration? Created by Professor Mitaka, TOB1 was designed to help create life on desolate planets. He gets bored really fast and has dreams of becoming a Jedi. Even though he's a droid. What is it with Star Wars and pushing Force-sensitive droids? I mean, first we have J3DI and Star Wars Hunters. Now we got TOB1? Master and Student, maybe? Please don't. Please, please, please don't. They're droids, they can't use the Force! I got some Pinocchio vibes, which isn't a bad thing. using Pinocchio as a skeleton for the storytelling device is actually a pretty good idea. However, what they were going for, they did well. I just couldn't get into it. It's not my cup of tea, but I think families and kids will really like this one. It's hard to say whether a hardcore adult Star Wars fan will like this. Personally, I didn't like it, but I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments, did you enjoy TOB1? Personally, it wasn't my thing. Episode 2, Kathleen, Rhapsody. Okay, Disney, I see what you're doing over here. I see you with the Queen Bohemian Rhapsody homage. I see you. Well played. Tatooine Rhapsody is animated by Studio Colorido. I think I said that right. It's another studio I'm not too familiar with. This is a sweet and innocent episode about a Jedi who survived Order 66. He joins a band in Tatooine led by a punk hut. And okay, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'll admit, I like the concept. The animation style reminds me of K-On!, while the main character is very reminiscent of Simon from Gurren Lagann. His lightsaber microphone will pierce the heavens! Okay, sorry. It's got a musical number, which sounds like it would fit an anime opening, but at the same time, it also sounds like it was poorly mixed in English.
Can you hear us, everybody out there? Countless beings far across the cosmos, whether 1 or 100 million parsecs. You don't know us, but you are about to.
Yeah, that's kind of the best way I can explain it. If you're so curious, you'll have to take a listen for yourself. So while not the worst, it wasn't all too memorable. I enjoyed it for a little, but it's not something I would really want to go back to, not something I highly recommend. But hey, if the slice of life, music style anime is your thing, then I can see how you can enjoy this. Episode 3, The Twins. What did I just watch? The Twins was a literal WTF episode. And I couldn't tell you if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The plot are about Imperial twins, one brother and one sister. The brother decides to steal the Kyber crystal that powers the Star Destroyers, because yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how they powered Star Destroyers. Whatever, this makes no sense anyway. So, like I said, the brother steals the Kyber crystal and the sister decides to fight him over it. All of a sudden, they're Force users. They're in space with no helmets. The sister has this armor that grows, I kid you not, tentacle lightsaber whips. I can't make this up. That's an actual thing and a weapon she used to fight her brother. Like, this is so over the top. Oh, and to top it all off, towards the end, a droid comes by to pick up the sister with a helmet. These two are fighting in space with no helmets. Why does the droid need a helmet? It's a droid. It doesn't need a damn helmet. Okay. Breathe. Relax. This is the first short done by Trigger, and it is so over the top. And oh my god, the dialogue. I watched this in English and oh, it was so campy and so cheesy.
Where were you planning on going with that, Kare?
To a galaxy far, far away.
There.
Yeah, even if I explained it to you, you'd never understand.
You fool. Are you out of your mind?
If we don't destroy that thing as quickly as possible, it will kill her. However, it would take a massive amount of power to do that. What if I'm not strong enough to save her? What do I do?
I was on the floor dying of laughter. And it's just got all that classic anime campiness. Like, he literally channels the power of the good in his heart to defeat his Sith sister. And I literally couldn't. I can't even keep a straight face while talking about it. I can't say I'm able to recommend this to everyone, especially the die-hard Star Wars fans. They are gonna have some serious logic issues with this episode. But for the anime guys, I can see how they can enjoy this, given how it's from one of the bigger over-the-top studios. So, it's very split. This is one of the most diversive episodes I think Visions had to offer to us. I can't recommend it to the Star Wars crowd, but for the anime guys, I'm sure they're happy to see a familiar over-the-top studio cover the galaxy far, far away. Episode 5, The Ninth Jedi. The Ninth Jedi comes from one of the bigger anime studios, Production IG. While not my favorite short, it was still very enjoyable. The story focuses on a young girl named Kara, the daughter of a lightsaber smith, played by Shang-Chi's Simu Liu. I really hope I said that right. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. She is tasked with delivering lightsabers to wandering Jedi, probably survivors of Order 66, and trying to get their lightsabers after the Empire fallen, all that good stuff. While the action set pieces are fantastic, the main twist was underwhelming. They foreshadow it pretty heavily at the beginning, so when the twist actually happens, it doesn't leave as much of an impact as it may have maybe without that foreshadow. Now granted, it was an important key piece of information and visual storytelling for the short, so what they were trying to do would have been really difficult. So I at least give them kudos for trying. Unfortunately, it did make the plot a little predictable. Nevertheless though, the action set pieces were amazing, and that's really what you come into this for. A lot of people are asking that this continues on after Visions, and you know what? I'm with it. I'd be wanting to see where the story from that point of view goes. I'm very interested where that story would go. Still not my favorite, but it was still very enjoyable. Episode 4, The Village Bride. The Village Bride was a very well-written, character-driven story about an Order 66 survivor who experiences a species culture through a bride and a groom-to-be. The Jedi on the run seems to have abandoned her Jedi ways, but still keeps to her Jedi code. It's not until bandits attack the peaceful villagers that she unleashes her force powers to protect the innocent. This short does a good job of telling the story visually while explaining very briefly what's going on. The viewer never has their hand held as the story progresses, and it lets them fill in the blanks as it goes along. It talks a lot about being one with the Force and being one with nature, which I will admit isn't for everyone. But the story is character-centered and it leaves enough of an impact to remain memorable.
Majna, may you rise. And may the Force be with you.
Episode 7, The Elder. And we have entered the top 3! Starting off with The Elder. It focuses on an eager, action-ready Padawan and a humble Jedi Master. They land on a distant planet while patrolling the Outer Rim. They hear rumors of a mysterious Elder who had arrived recently who the locals don't recognize. The Jedi quickly discover it's a Sith. The Elder, played menacingly by James Hong, takes out the Padawan and is soon faced with the Jedi Master. The message from this one is quite interesting, as the Jedi comments on the Sith and how it was age that defeated him. That no matter how powerful you become, you can never defeat age. The dynamics between the Padawan and the Jedi reminded me of a young Qui-Gon Jinn in Obi-Wan Kenobi. The fight itself was similar to a duel you would see in a Kurosawa film. It was slow, with an explosive climax. So if you're into that, then this is right up your alley, and I think you'll definitely like this one. Episode 8, Lop and Ocho. Being the youngest studio brought onto the Vision project, Geno Studio showcased Lop and Ocho. This one focuses on Lop, a female Lepi slave who escaped Imperial custody. She is then adopted by a nobleman and his daughter. Fast forward 7 years, an Imperial compound is destroyed by Yasaburo, the noble that adopted Lop. He and Ocho, the noble's daughter, are fighting over whether they should join the Empire. Ocho believes that they need the Empire in order to keep their planet safe. But Yasaburo cannot live under their rule any longer. This leads to a surprisingly emotional climax that I really wasn't expecting. This episode is so beautifully written, and in under 20 minutes, you believe that Lop and Ocho are sisters. And the family ties feels so real with the tensions hitting every emotion. While the lip syncing isn't the best on the English dub,
How are feelings supposed to save our family? You probably wouldn't understand these kinds of things anyway.
I think this is one of the best shorts Visions has shown. In fact, Lop has to be one of my favorite characters from these shorts. And that's really saying something. We only got her for 20 minutes and she was so likable and so relatable that you want her to emerge victorious. This almost made number 1. But episode 1, the duel. Come on, guys. You knew this was gonna happen. You know my content. You know me. You knew the duel was gonna be number 1. The Duel is a love letter to Akira Kurosawa and the samurai film genre. The visuals are amazing. It utilizes a watercolor or calligraphy style that really emphasizes this type of genre. I think it's also visually appealing that the only color you ever see are the laser lights, so lightsabers, blaster bolts, or droid lights. The story is about a Ronin who wanders in on a village under attack by bandits. These bandits are led by none other than a Sith. I thought the Sith versus Sith idea was amazing and beautifully executed, and even made me question whether the Ronin is actually a Sith or a rogue Jedi. While there were times that it cut away from the duel and focused on like the blaster fire, it still managed to keep me engaged and invested. If you like samurai films, Akira Kurosawa, or even Afro Samurai because it's done by the same character artist, then you are definitely going to like this as much as I did. This is my absolute favorite short from this series. And unlike the 9th episode, the last episode, Akka, this one has the strongest start to the Visions project. Am I biased for placing the duel at number 1? Yeah, probably. But this was such a strong start to what Visions had set out to accomplish. Unique stories with a unique style. While I can't say that every episode is going to be for everyone, I can say that whether you're a Star Wars fan or an avid otaku, someone will find something that resonates with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first review I've done in a long time. Last time I did a review, I think it was either the Fullmetal Alchemist movie or God of War 2018 for my buddy Cole, who is now part of the Weekly Weebs. I did reviews on his channel, which he no longer does anymore. So I haven't done a review in a while. So I hope this turned out all right. I hope the new audio and lighting setup didn't look too bad. I'm in a new apartment, so, you know, things happen. Hopefully the lighting's all right. Hopefully the acoustics are all right. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. Comment what your favorite episodes were. I want to hear from everyone what Visions episodes they liked, and I want to have a discussion about it. So I'll meet you guys down in the comments, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. May the Force be with you always.